welcome back. This is Miranda Edge, A&R educator in Harrison County. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope you've enjoyed some of our gardening series so far. We've talked a lot about vegetable gardens. So today I wanted to talk more about your landscaping. Right now is a great time to be going out and taking out weeds, remulching, and even planting some new plants. So I've got a couple of different scenarios for you today. Stay tuned and we'll go through a partially shaded landscaping, a fully sun, well-drained landscaping, and so I'll share a little secret with you. When I bought this house, I knew none of the plants that were planted here. But because of our master gardener trainings and working with some of the wonderful volunteers that I have learned a lot about horticulture, I've learned the names of some of my plants and also found new plants to replace that I enjoy more. So today's landscaping techniques are going to cover a little bit about what I've done here at my house since purchasing it. And so we did a lot of cleaning out this last year, and I am now working on putting in different garden spaces depending on how much sunlight, how much drainage, and maybe more of like a theme for each garden. First space is a well-shaded area. You can see I'm standing in the shade. This wood line definitely gives this side of my house a little bit more shade. We're on the east side of my house. And here I chose some shade plants. Some of you may recognize these. This is a Hosta plant. I've got just one variety in here right now. And I've also got some ferns that I've planted. These hopefully will pop up here soon, as well as a daylily. Now the daylilies generally are not a shade plant, so they may not do great here, but I just thought I'd try it for a little bit of height. If they're not working out, I'm gonna just move them at the end of the season, and that's okay. And that's kind of how I've used my landscape, is to learn and practice so that I can share some tips with you. And I didn't do a whole lot here. I actually just pulled most of the weeds and did a little bit of digging. I did not till because, as you can see, there is a wire for my cable that comes through here. So I did not want to dig through and catch that and possibly sever that cord. A big thing to do as you are working on the sides of your house is to definitely call 811 and get them to flag your different lines of water, electricity, and anything else that you might have coming to your house, so that you don't sever those as you are digging and remodeling your garden area. If you're like me, you hate pulling weeds. I know it's part of the process, but it's just not something I really enjoy. So a lot of times I like plastic barriers or mulch barriers so that it makes that job that much less stressful for me. But you'll see here is a space that I'm going to turn into a garden or a landscape that has less maintenance, so that we don't have to mow on a hill, we don't have weeds to pull, and I'm going to go through the process of what I'm doing here to get this one started. You'll see I do have some tulips. They're kind of on their last leg, so I'm just waiting for them to die down and figure out where my irises are before I start kind of moving them around and rearranging. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and start half of the landscape area so that it's ready for planting. So this space has a lot of henbit and some different chickweed, dock, and other weeds in it that aren't so attractive. We do still have some irises in here that I've planted in the last few years, and I have tried my best to keep everything managed well, but it didn't work well for me. So we're going to try something different, and I intend to plant a native sedge grass in this area to help mix in with my beautiful tulips and irises, and also give a good coverage of this hill so we don't have to mow it, and that we can maintain the weeds a little bit better. So the first thing I'm going to do is kill some weeds. Because I have my irises and my tulips, I really don't want to spray a herbicide. That will definitely damage them and cause some issues for next year. So instead, I'm going to start with a black plastic. So I've got the black plastic laid down. I've used rocks, and I've used these little pins that I picked up at the hardware store. They just slide into the ground. You could probably make some yourself, but these are about 6 cents a piece, so I didn't mind buying a bundle of those to use in the corners and on the edges. And then where I knew the plastic might flap up a little more, I added some rocks to help with keeping that down, keeping the sunlight out, and hopefully killing off the weeds. Not only does it reduce light and moisture, but it's also definitely heating up that ground temperature to a point where the weed seeds will germinate, and then they will die if they don't have the extra necessities like sunlight and water to continue to grow. Check back with us later for updates on our vegetable garden, as well as the updates on our landscape that we are trying to upgrade, change, and make a little bit more beautiful for our homes. In the meantime, stay healthy, everyone, and we'll see you later.